All right. What's going on, party people? This your man Griff. Woo. Yeah, I've been a little MIA this week. I had to get some rest. Monday and Tuesday, I was going to bed real early, and I just needed some rest. I was worn out doing a bunch of stuff, helping people with document reviews, doing training with the members, and then we had a bunch of new members, and doing some profile reviews on one of the members out there in Texas. She did an excellent job on her profile. Um, so just really just spending some time with the members of the YouTube channel, and then just other people who was calling, whether they had questions about groundworks or anything whatsoever. People having printer issues, all of that. So just spending time with just trying to help the people out, and it just wasn't enough time for me to actually sit down and do the video. I just finished doing two document reviews. I got five closings tomorrow, and I only have three other five documents. That one of them still upstairs. I'm too tired to prep them. So what I've learned in these 5 years of doing this business, if you well, for me, when I'm tired, depending on how tired I am, it's not a good thing for me to do a document review. I mean, not document reviews. Yeah, I'm tired. Document prep, to try to prep the documents and make sure. Well, basically, it's a document review. I learned real quick that ain't a good thing for me, so I don't do that. So, as the title says, the old school notary appointments are coming back. And what do I mean by that? The 7, 8, 9, and even 10 o'clock in the evening notary appointments. I've been paying attention, and I've been noticing a lot of closings are getting further and further past the 1, 2, 3 o'clock time frame. A lot of 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. I got a 9 o'clock today, Thursday the 20. No, the 8th. What today is the 10th. So I got a 10 o'clock. I keep saying 10. I have a 9 o'clock and a 7 o'clock here on Thursday the 10th of August, 2023. So let me stop hitting that because it makes that little sound in there. So I've been noticing that. So Wednesday, my first appointment was at noon. Thursday, today, first appointment is at noon. So I'm starting to see my appointments be a little bit later and later, and I'm starting to have more appointments in the evening, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. One of the other things, and this is the hard part here, when you start having more appointments in the evening like that, say starting at 3 o'clock on, you'll be booked for say a 3 o'clock, 4:30, 6 o'clock, and then you'll see two or three other orders come in for during that time. It won't necessarily be for the same time, but it'll be close to it. So you have a 3 o'clock, you might have a 3:30 or a 2 o'clock or 2:30. You can't do that. You got a 4:30, and then you see a 5 o'clock come in or 5:15. So that's what I'm also seeing is starting to get more and more orders stacked on top of each other between 4 and 7, 8 o'clock at night. And if you're already booked, there's only but so many you can take at one time. And you can't say, oh, well, I'll do it later because you already booked for later. And the people may not want to do 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, for you. So part of what's happening is that these businesses, these corporations are starting to tell their people, you need to come back in. Come back into the office at least 2 days a week, sometimes three. Now, here's the deal. You say, well, that's not a big deal because on the day that they're off, we can do the closing at 10 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock, or whatever. True, if the lender and or title company didn't decide or does not decide to do the closing on a particular date, and that day ends up being the day that either both people in the household, that couple, or one of them has to go to work in the office. Even if they're single, they got to go to work in the office. And by the time they get off, they got to go take care of some things, whether they are a single parent or just a single individual. And then they got to meet with us. So they may say, yeah, I'll do it 9 o'clock at night. So we as notaries, we got to be ready to do what? Adjust. Adjust in our mindset, adjust in our logistics with our family to make sure we can do what? Handle going back to the old school notary appointments, which in 2018 and 2019, the bulk of my appointments was between 4 and 9 at night. And I did 11 o'clocks, I did 12 o'clocks. I'm talking about there was one time in August 2019. I remember that specific month. And around August 2019, I did 5 signings between 4 o'clock and 11 o'clock that night. And there was more I could have did, but I was just tired and I just couldn't. I couldn't add any more in. And back then, I just didn't have the stamina. Even though I seem like I'm always tired, I do have the stamina now to do all of that. So I'm excited to see these things shift. Because on one end, if more signings are shifting to the evening, guess what? That gives me more daytime, me more time in the daytime to do my house inspections. You see what I'm saying? So don't get discouraged. Just a shift and adjust, and then you can probably do more general notary work during the day and then do your closings at night. So that's a plus. But you got to have your logistics together for your family's life and structure to be able to do more closings at nighttime. Because if you're working with attorneys to do wills, power of attorneys, trust, majority of that stuff happens during the daytime unless the attorney says, hey, y'all just get with the notary, and whenever y'all want to get do it with them, you can, daytime, nighttime, weekends, or whatever. But if that's not the case, and this year alone, I think about 95% of the weekends I've done closings. So weekend closings are picked up. Now evening closings are picking up. So you got to make up your mind how you're going to adjust to this. And for many of you, you've never did a whole bunch of evening closings. Everything's been during the day. And now you're talking about taking your chill time away from you and you going out there at 9 o'clock at night. So for those of you, especially you young ladies who say, I don't like going out at night, the question now is, what are you going to do if the bulk of the signings are in the evening and we got winter time coming up, which means it gets darker quicker? So now you got to make a decision. What are you going to do? Are you going to actually go out there and do these closings, or are you just going to be like, well, forget it, I'm going to do something else? That's your decision. Same thing with the fellas. And I'll be straight with you, fellas, as well as the women too. Hopefully your significant other isn't the jealous type, thinking that you out there creeping at 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, and you just saying that, oh, I got a signing, and you really don't. So you may need to show them your signing, like, hey, I got a signing, doom, 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 whatever the case may be. These are just practical things that you need to be concerned about and think about when it comes to doing closings at night. It's easy to do them during the daytime, but when you got 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, the sun done went down, it's dark out there, wintertime, it's cold, it's colder at night, that's really going to test some of y'all. So start thinking about it now. There's no official, hey, everything went back to 2018-19, but I see that it's starting to shift that way. All right, tell me what you think in the comments. Maybe you've seen that yourself. I've been paying attention to it over really this whole year, and I have seen a lot of closings at 9 o'clock at night. I just didn't have time to take them. But tonight, tonight the 10th, I'm gonna take one and everything. Plus, my wife, she's gonna be at the salon school doing a little bit of some work and everything. So I'll get that taken care of, and I think my son's gonna be there getting his hair done. So he'll probably bring her home and all that. So other than that, I'm chill. Y'all have a good one. Talk to you later. Peace.